Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é um dia de sol, alegria de goió, é curtir o verão.
Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é um dia de sol, alegria de goió, é curtir o verão.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é um dia de sol, alegria de goió, é curtir o verão. Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é um dia de sol, alegria de goió, é curtir o verão.
Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer. Hoje é um dia de sol, alegria de goió, é curtir o verão.
Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é um dia de sol, alegria de goió, é curtir o verão.
Mic check. How's everybody doing? I put the comments up. I pulled me down. Feel like I haven't been gone. What's good? Sorry, I got into the music a little bit. My apologies. Got beside myself. What's good with everybody? Welcome to Wyatt Live. It's the 5 p.m. drive home show. Y'all know I get here right around 5:15. For those that don't know, they probably think he late. Nah, I'm on time. I'm on time. I put 5 o'clock on there. Here go that blame game, y'all. You know how it can be. I put 5 o'clock on there because I know y'all ain't gonna get to the party. We never get to the party, the start of the party time. Never. If you want us there, and y'all know this to be true, say what you want to say, be as mad as you want to be as mad. You tell us 5 o'clock, we coming in right around 5:30. That's why half of y'all that went to the concert the other night was Tank first. I ain't even got to ask this question. I know the first artist on that legacy tour. It had to be Tank because all it were, I heard, great show. We killed. That was a great show. Bobby Brown couldn't breathe, but he was doing his thing. Great show. Great show. I loved it. It was gangster. But you know what I heard a whole lot of? We ain't even see Tank. I ain't see Tank. I ain't even get when Tank. I didn't even see Tank. Now I can tell you one thing for sure. Tank show in the hell wasn't last. Didn't nobody walk out on Tank. If you wasn't there, if you didn't see Tank, I know exactly why you didn't see Tank. Tank had to be first because we don't know how to be nowhere on time. There was a few. Now I seen Tank. I didn't seen Tanks 23 times, 23 different cities, all right here. Yeah, okay. Y'all know I'm not really a big fan of Tank. I think Tank is really one of those lover boy, take the shirt off and sing to the ladies. And I get it. I get it, but I don't have a Tank album or a CD or a Tank nothing. I don't have him in my playlist, none of that. But y'all already know why half the stadium didn't see Tank, Coliseum, wherever it was, because he was first. If the show started at 9 o'clock, Tank was off by 9:45, everybody was just leaving the house, grabbing their keys. Come on, girl, we running late. And for the girls, the ladies that was with your friends, your lady friends, Letitia ain't here yet. She gonna pick me up. Girl, I've been standing out here waiting for her ass for 15. She told me I've been out here 30 minutes. Y'all always late. You can drive to Letitia's house and her ass still ain't ready to go. Girl, I don't know. Should I wear these heels, this one, or should I wear that one? You didn't have your shit laying out for 6 days. Your clothes been ready to go for 6 days. Why are you late? You know, I preach that to my kids, man. I preach that to my children. You got to understand, people do judge you by punctuality. You got to be on time. It's not like the podcast. In real world, if you're an entrepreneur and you have an opportunity to do something with someone, I would always try to find myself in an area, in a spot where I watch them come in the building. If I'm going to their office to like propose something and I have a 3 o'clock or something, I'm there at 2:30. I don't know. It's just I do business a little bit different than the podcast. I'm working the podcast based on the audience. I only know 4 of y'all who gonna be here at 5 o'clock. I plug up. I'll be ready. It'd be Anthony Prosser. It'd be Jeannie. Let's see here. Who else? Every once in a while, Sabrina Calloway popping in right at 5:06, some shit like that. Yeah. But for the most part, maybe Angela Kinney can jump in about 5:06, 5:07. But the rest of y'all always late. Always late. I can tell those that hear the intro music from the start. I always hear the ones that be here. I mean, who hear my intro music from the start. Yeah. But anyway, good evening. Good evening. I'm not complaining, nor am I, bitching about anything. What I'm just saying is the reason why I usually start around 5:15, 5:17, 5:18, 5:19, sometimes 5:20 is because I watch the numbers, quite frankly. I'm ready to go. Sometimes I'm late, but I'm not late to the point where it's like, I'm going to hold up the show. I'm late getting home sometimes, but I ain't going to hold up the show. I watch the numbers. I only got 2 or 3 people logged on. I'm not going to start yet. So if you really want the show to start at 5, come in at 5. I will pay attention. I'm paying attention. Trust me, I'm watching. 5:10. No, 5:05. 5:10. 5:15. And then I'm starting to hook my shit up right around 5:15. Like, all right, here they come. I'm just being honest. But anyway, if you want it to start at 5 o'clock, hey, let's go over some family business real fast. How about that? Let's go over some Wyatt Live family business. If you're not part of the family, shut down right now. Just go away for about 5 minutes. We got some shit we got to talk about. This is a family business meeting, and we don't want no outsiders. So if this your first time on the Wyatt Live show at 5 o'clock, log off right now because this is not for you. You haven't been here long enough to help us make this decision that we're about to make, that we're going to talk about. You got it? So log on, all first timers. If you was here yesterday for the first time or some old crazy shit like that, get on out of here for about 5 minutes. We'll let you know when you can come back. That just made them tag some people. Like, girl, they about to talk about some shit. We got something on them now. Anybody that's here for the first time ain't going nowhere. They want to hear what we talking about because y'all messy. Y'all can't wait to hear some shit that ain't nobody got no business knowing. So that's my way of getting you to stay. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the tag, hit the whatever. Don't message me talking about, hey, Wyatt, I shared the show, bro. Good job. Because you're lying. FYI, I can see everybody who shares the show. I see it. And most of you don't share the show because you don't want your friends to know you listen. I understand. I know how it is to be a follower. I was a follower in the 2nd grade. I grew up. I grew up since then. But I followed the flow. I was cattle in the 1st and 2nd grade. And then I learned how to, be my own man, think for myself, and I didn't have a problem if you didn't like what I was, what I would enjoy. I mean, I would enjoy things that other people didn't like, and I broke that shell in the 2nd grade. Everybody else want to, they want to do what they do, and I want to do what I do. Yeah. I didn't want to get my clothes dirty playing football. I was a little boy that'd come outside with his Garanimals on and shit and want to play football, but didn't want to get hit because I didn't want to get dirty. And I knew I'd get an ass whooping if I got dirty with my good clothes on. So I'd do my best to play killer man, and that I would run like hell so I wouldn't get tackled. Because I knew if I went in the house and my granny seen grass stains, y'all remember, fellas, grass stains? You don't hear about that shit no more. Remember you get them grass stains in your pants and get your ass beat? Back in our day, I got to say it. Back in our day, we had 2 sets of clothes, even the Poe, even us being Poe. We had school clothes and we had play clothes. They don't do that no more. None of that. These kids rock shit to do everything in. Y'all remind me, the kids of today remind me of white people. Oh, there you go, being racist. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's this white guy in my neighborhood here. Okay. His name is Jim. Jim, a good guy. Jim is a neurosurgeon. Lived about 3 or 4 houses down. He a neurosurgeon. And he's one of them dudes that spend a lot of time at home when he's not at the hospital or his office or whatever. He spend a lot of time at home and he do a lot of stuff himself. Like he like to build. He like to feel like he's manly. He like to do shit like cut grass. Everybody else got services out here. We got service trucks that come out and everybody get it's lawns mowed. This ain't like cutting that little patch of grass in the Fay apartments. I got some shit. It's different out here. It's just different. I'm not getting a lawnmower and cutting nothing. I ain't even trimming. But I'm just going to be honest. Jim, he like to do that type of stuff. Now, let me tell you what he do. He go outside and cut his grass and do all that stuff. He do all that stuff in all the clothes. He do the same thing. He like cut the grass in the same shoes. He build a deck with the same shoes. He go to church in them same shoes. They got 1 pair of tennis shoes. And they do everything in that 1 pair. White folks in gym shoes aren't quite like us. Like, my wife gets on me because of my closet. I have a walk-in closet that half the wall is tennis shoes. All over, my whole top row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth, from the ceiling to the floor. I have this box arrangement that I have all my tennis shoes. And anybody that know me, you probably very seldom see me with the same tennis shoes on. It's in alphabetical order. I'm meticulous like that. I got Adidas, Puma, yeah, Jordans, whatever. That's how I like to do it. I could be spending my money on some other stuff. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not a sneakerhead. I just know how to take care of my stuff and make it last forever. Well, Jim does too, because he didn't cut trees down, watered grass, drained his swimming pool, redone his roof and everything in them same freaking New Balances. Same white pair with the big ass N on the side of them, the blue N. He been wearing them since I've been around. They got grass stains, they got tar, they got everything on them. He got his money's worth out of those New Balances. Here I am, probably with a few $1,000s worth of shoes. Yeah, Jenny, you could say that. You could say that. Like, I guess Dre, I've seen that. I've seen Blackish a couple times. It's very similar. It's very similar. My daughter said it looks like House of Hoops, my my closet. And I'm like, what the hell? What you mean? And she was talking about how I have it set up with shoes on one side of the room, my shirts, and if you notice, I wear a lot of sweatshirts, hoodies. I wear a lot of hoodies. I have a lot of universities, especially a university I attended, but I have a lot of universities that I have supported over the years, like I don't know, Jackson State. I bought some Jackson State gear when Deion Sanders and those guys were there. I bought some Grambling gear. I've bought a lot of HBC just to support. I bet I have more HBC gear than HBC grads. I'm talking about the HBC grads that just got their diploma, their degree, and just said, "Gone, I'm gone." I might have a shirt. They may have a shirt from the school that they went to, but that's it. They don't have any of the other schools and stuff like that. I've always been one of those guys that support in that kind of way by buying merchandise. Some of y'all seen I wear Morehouse. Even an all-girls school. I'll wear an all-girls school stuff. If they have a basketball team or something like that, a sports team, I'll wear it just to support it. Yeah, it's big. That's what you're supposed to do. I truly understand. If y'all don't know, I did a show this morning. It was a sound check, and it ended up, people getting on and we get to talking and all that old stuff. But anyway, I did a show this morning and I was talking about reparations in a sense, okay? And in my reparations speech, I was trying to tell people that one of the ways that I know, one of the things that I can show you and prove that reparations could work if we do it the right way is just using a church as the guinea pig, so to speak, or the model. The church is a blueprint of how reparations works when you use reparations towards taxes, or taxes are used as the reparation, I should say. I just got to say something on that. Imagine if you had 40% more of your check. Imagine if every time we went out, imagine if you got a tank of gas right now, which is what? How much is gas? Let's just use a round number and say that it's $3.50. Okay, let's say that gas is $3.50. I don't know if y'all know this or not, and I'm not suggesting anyone's stupid, but I don't know if you guys know this, but in that $3.50 gas price, there's 3 different taxes in that gas. Did you know that? 3 different separate taxes. So you got to understand when your president is saying things like the oil companies are gouging, and we can't really do anything to get the price down because of what they're doing, that's kind of like dishonest, intellectually dishonest, because gas being $6.80 a gallon out in California, their governor, shit, he's probably got damn near $1 in tax on their gas. It's like that in Ohio. It's like that in Florida. It's like that everywhere. There's state taxes on the gas. So if you really want the gas to go down and be cheaper, you can ease on some of the tax instead of talking about all the profits that these companies are making because you're being dishonest. Intellectually dishonest when you sit back and say that oil companies are making more money on gas right now because they're gouging us. That's just not true. Anybody that has a small business or a medium business or a large business knows that your bottom line enhances when you have less things going on, when you have less operating costs, because you're limited in how you can do your job. So yes, your profits will go up. That's just dishonest. Go to your job tomorrow and say, hey, Teresa, they said they let you go, girl. Rhonda, they fired Rhonda and Teresa. I got to do Rhonda and Teresa job. Now, you doing 2 other people's job plus your job. What's going to happen? The company making more money. You doing 3 people's job. It's costing them less money to do business that day, that week, that month. So yeah, your company bottom line is going to go up. There's so many factors other than that dishonest. It's just so dishonest to say that. It's just ridiculous. I know y'all. I'm never going to let this go. 9,000 leases. Look at Alaska. Look at what they just approved for Alaska. Alaska had all those leases over there. So why aren't y'all talking about, well, wait a minute. They're part of the 9,000 leases that they could have been using. So why did they have to go do a special session in order to let these Alaskan people, this Alaskan company, which is an American company, drill over there? They had to get special issued permission on those permits. The shit I've been telling y'all. I told you, they'll give you permission. Yeah, you can drill for oil, but you can't get permission to get a license or a permit to be able to get a survey done. So who in the hell is going to drill and spend $10 million hoping that they hit oil, hoping that they hit where they need to hit? You gave me a permit to drill, but you don't give me a permit to do my surveying. It's just dishonest. So now you thinking I gave you, y'all thinking they gave them everything they needed. They can drill in the ground. They can drill. Go ahead and drill. But who going out there to spend $10 million, a whop $15 million and not know where they're drilling? Boy, I tell you, these messages that be put out there that people be falling for, and I'm not mad at people that fall for it. My job, I feel, is to just give you, I'm not trying to change your mind. I just want you to be able to do your own research and look some things up instead of just going by what people say. Because CNN will tell you and MSNBC, they set the tone. They set the tone of what's being talked about that we listen to. And the first thing they do before they start telling you stuff, they always tell you who wrong first. They always tell you about the bad guy. They always tell you, I hear it every day on the radios. All you got to do is listen. Soon as they didn't put it in your mind, start up the key and get shit moving in the mind, get you cranked up. Soon as they get you that way, now they want to start talking about their agenda and what they doing. But it's always what the Republicans doing to them that's stopping them from being productive. They got to gear you up. They got to start the key, let the engine run for a little while by talking that shit. And then they got to tell you what they want you to know. That's what upsets me, because I truly know what the issue is. And I just want to give my people an option. The ability to have that option. You have it, but I want to be that safety net for you to be able to say, hey, if they leave me alone, I still got Wyatt in them. I can still go see Wyatt in them and not be seen as an outcast or somebody that asked too many damn questions. I'm telling y'all, I sat in class as a child, not a little bitty boy, I'm talking about once I got to the university level. I understood the purpose of understanding. I understood it. When I was in school, I just wanted to fit in with everybody and make sure, hey, okay, yeah, I got it, teacher. I understand, teacher. Yeah, I got it. And I didn't get it. So I didn't do well. I didn't start doing well in school until I understood that it was important for me to actually get it. And that took a lot. It took embarrassing moments. It took time for me to sit in the classroom with the teacher looking like a Zeke. Yeah, I remember that term, Zeke. It took time for me to say, ma'am, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it. That's a hard thing to do. Everybody looking at you, damn, why he still sitting in there? Dumbass, he a dummy. It's okay. It's okay. And I don't mind being that same dumbass and all that right now. Y'all just call me a dumbass when I'm talking about what I'm talking about when it comes down to oil, when it comes down to the economy, when it comes down to saving banks. Just call me a dumbass. Don't worry, you wouldn't be the only one. My kids damn near call me dumbass because I'm always trying to tell them something, and they have to hit their head on the wall themselves before they actually realize daddy wasn't born 40 years old, 35 years old. I wasn't born that age. I actually have experienced some things in life. And one of the things I want to talk about today has something to do with one of my daughters. I found a way to incorporate my dealings with my daughter with something that just happened a few days ago. I don't know if you guys heard that story about the news anchor lady who said a verse. It wasn't even a verse. Just said something that Snoop Dogg said that was very popular back in the day. He probably still say that corny shit. I'm not, for the record. Here we go. They're gonna be like, Wyatt, you just straight up hater. You a hater of the culture. I am not a Snoop Dogg fan. Number one, let me tell you why I'm not a Snoop Dogg fan. Snoop Dogg is part of the transition of rap music converting from BDP, Tribe Called Quest, X-Clan, Public Enemy. Snoop Dogg is part of that transition of West Coast gangster rap and all that mess that our kids are hooked on phonics on right now. Snoop Dogg was known for smoking weed, and he's become a very popular person in America to our children. Not so much our children, but they know him. Snoop Dogg is getting endorsements. This is not about his money. This is about the message that's being put out that it's okay to be Snoop Dogg out here on these streets. Snoop Dogg has done some good things. I've seen it. I'm not straight hating on him. I'll give him his flowers or his props when he do what he do. He sponsored Little League football teams and all that old shit. He only weigh 110 pounds his damn self, so he try to act like he been a football player. He didn't act like he didn't box. He didn't act like he didn't. His whole world has been act like. He's not a gangster. He's been in music since he was 14 years old, and he older than me. So I'm trying to figure out when he really put some work in with the Crips. But that's just real shit that I'll talk about one day. I'm just saying, I ain't never known him to put no real work in with the Crips. But he talk all that shit. That's kind of common in rap music now, isn't it? Especially the older ones, the older rappers. Now, one rapper that I know who put some work in for sure, and it's an old head, is Master P. I lived in Louisiana, and I know his brothers in them, and they trap house kings. They bout that life. I ain't gonna lie. Percy was known in the hood. But I'm not big on Snoop. And the only reason why I'm not big on Snoop is because I was there during that transition of rap music going from Tribe Called Quest and you know what I mean, Salt and Peppers and all that type of stuff, are fun music. It went from fun music to all gangster street music pretty much. They thought Special Ed was corny. I thought his music was dope. LL and all of them faded out. We went from battle rap to battle on the streets, and we glorified it. Here's the crazy thing. Rappers start selling music that they couldn't really play on the radio. They start saying words, not just cuss words. They were using derogatory cultural words, using the N word a lot, using the F word in homosexuality, using jailhouse terminology. They start doing that stuff. And that's where it got to a point where okay, I ain't trying to be soft. I don't care about somebody thinking I'm soft about it. I'm watching my little brothers and sisters go to jail. I mean, I've seen it. I've been around it. I was just fortunate. I was lucky. I was one of them dudes that, y'all know. I just made good choices around my bad ones. And to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I don't really like what Snoop stands for is because he's part of poisoning kids' brains, and people think it's cool. The dysfunctional lifestyle that they talk about in these dope ass Dr. Dre beats is very dysfunctional. And it's like anything else. If you hear it over and over and over and over again, it becomes justified. It becomes normal. And then the mainstream radio stations start playing what they call edited versions. Became more even normal to call women, our black women, bitches and hoes. Even got to the point where the women were calling themselves, I'm that bitch. And y'all have made it normal. It's a dysfunctional behavior that has been patterned in your brain that now becomes a normal way of life. And now we all call each other the N-word freely, walking up and down the street, and with passion, compassion, with love. It's amazing to me. And we think that's creative. We think that we've taken over something. We think that since we've overcome it and we've adapted it and changed it around, some people will really convince you that just because you can make a pile of shit not smell like shit anymore and make it smell like your favorite cologne, that it ain't shit no more. It's still shit around your neck. You can splash it on, you can put it on like this, you can do whatever you want to do. You just put a pile of shit on. It just don't smell the same. And we believe it. It just blew me away when I seen how disrespectful the words had become, and then they became describable words. Okay, it was like, okay, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then it's such contradiction in the whole situation because I can say it, but you can't. Oh my God, this is it. This is the conversation right here. Let me explain something to you real fast. Let me tell you what happened with my daughter and I. Real story. I said I was talking about family business, and I told the people that are not the Wyatt Live family they had to exit the building or exit stage left for a minute, right? I know they ain't go nowhere anyway, so I ain't tripping. But now, I'll get to that family business in a second. Basically, what I was going to say on family business, just to wet your beak, people that were on this morning know what I was going to say, and that is I'm thinking about doing a morning show, and I just wanted to know if a morning show around 8 or 9 would work out better than the 5 o'clock show. And then someone gave me a great idea of saying maybe we can split the time, do a morning show a couple days and do a afternoon show a couple days. You see what I'm saying, during the week. So if you could let me know in the comment section or in my DM or something, let me know what you think about maybe us doing a morning show. Morning shows have been pretty We haven't had a structured show. Okay, it's kind of like what it's like a freestyle, but I can structure something. I could say the 9 o'clock a.m. show and it started 9:15. Maybe y'all will be better in the mornings as far as getting here on time. Probably not. But let me know what you think about that in the comment section. Maybe we do a morning show that would free up. We go back and forth. Maybe a couple days. We go every other day, morning and then evening, morning, evening. I don't know. This Friday I won't be here because I'm going down to I am going to Tennessee. I want to talk a little bit about Tennessee as well. My daughter has accepted a university spot at Belmont University. So we're going to Belmont this Friday for the weekend to do what they call campus visit, look at the dorms, get everything arranged for the dorm stay. And now I know how far she is from the grocery stores, how far she is from college campus, this and this and this and that, whatever. I'll be doing daddy duties this weekend, and I'm flying down to, Tennessee, Nashville, Nashville, Tennessee. So Friday I will not be here because I will be en route to Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. So you have me all this week up until Friday. So now, let me know how you feel about the morning show. I got that in. And now I'm about to get into what I wanted to talk about. My daughter and I got into it over the weekend. Maybe I should show this clip about what this news anchor said. What do you want me to do? Tell the story about my daughter, or you want to see the news clipping about what the news clip, the news anchor got in trouble for? News anchor a white lady, got fired for saying something live on the air. She used a terminology that Snoop Dogg used on all his records and all his videos and on the air, on MTV Live and BET Live. Snoop Dogg says, "For shizzle my nizzle." Is nizzle a bad word? I mean, we know what it stands for, but is for shizzle my nizzle worth getting fired for? Would you be mad if a white person, an Asian person, a Russian person, or wherever, anybody non-black, would you have a problem if they was like, "For shizzle my nizzle"? I guess saying it that way is a little bit different. But the newscaster, they were talking about Snoop Dogg's ventures, his business ventures, his music, his alcohol, his weed line, he's involved in narcotics, legal narcotics. He has marijuana line and all this old stuff. And they were talking about it on the air, and the lady just was like, they asked her something like, "How you feel about it?" She was like, "For shizzle my nizzle." Just what he says. I'm just curious. Would you get upset? Would you be upset if you heard the lady say it on the news thing? I didn't heard him say a lot worse than that by accident. This lady said this on purpose. Well, my personal opinion is I have no problem with it. Hey, been about that check, Jones. Where you been, brother? He says, drop your Starlink and start a star party for your show so viewers can support. I do have that. You can drop stars. I mean, check it. You're on Facebook. You should be able to drop stars on Facebook. No, and nobody got it? Does anybody have that section of let me see. Let me see if I can put it up there. Let me see if I can drop a link. I don't know. I don't really but I hope it happens. Let me see something here. Give me 1 second. I don't know. It's asking me if I want to send stars. No, I don't want to send no stars. Let me see something. It says I have to pin the link. Well, shit, I don't know how to do all that. I mean, I see it. I actually see it. Let me see if I get the link here. Somebody, I'll worry about doing that after. Because I do have the. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see something. No, that ain't it. That's not it. I was going to say, I don't see the link for the stars. It's just asking me if I want to send a star. And I don't want to send myself a star right now. But thank you. I appreciate it. Been about to check. I don't know where you've been. I don't know where you've been. We've been here. But anyway, my daughter and I got into a little heated discussion. She's a debater. I wish she would just go to school for law. She's going to waste a pure talent going to school for medicine. She won't be able to use her negotiation skills as a doctor. Someone said, I can send stars. Thank you, China said, I can send stars. Okay, well, if you can send stars, thanks for letting me know. But anyway, let me just get to it real fast. My daughter and I had a hard conversation. It wasn't a heart to heart, but it was a hard conversation because she has a mixture of different people as friends. She got white friends, she got Asian friends, she has Latino friends, Mexican friends. She has a plethora of friends. And that's a great thing because that's what you need in order to, you need diversity. You need a diverse group of friends. She got black friends, she got everybody. So we get to talking one night and something happened and she was like, yeah, I was just talking about she got all these friends that got the same name. A lot of them had the same name, so I have to be specific when I'm talking to her, like, which one is that? Okay, that one. I don't want to say the names just in case. But I'll say, okay, what happened? What's going on with her? She'll say, oh yeah, she did something weird the other day. And I said, what you mean she did something weird? What did she do? She said, well, she said something that, me and my other friends, we don't really like. And she had this look on her face that just intrigued me. Like, well, what'd she say? I'm not usually in their business like that. But thank you. Angela Kenny sent 45 stars. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know if it shows up on this screen here, but I really would love to see that it does. It shows on this one here. But thank you, Angela Kenny. Thank you for the support. But some people gonna think you just sent $45. That's like 45 cents. I'm only kidding. I don't know how much it is, but it's not $45. All right. I think 99 cents gets you a star or something. I don't know. I don't even care. You don't even get that money. You get it, but you don't get it like that. Facebook, they, trust me. They're funny. But they get their cut. Let's just be honest. I'm be honest about it. That's why I never really stressed it. But I'd rather sell everybody t-shirts. I'd rather do that because that's more promotion. Save your money for the t-shirt game and the hoodie game. Save your money, okay? Angela like, damn, how do I resend my 45 stars? Anyway, my daughter and I got into a little conversation and she said one of her friends is on some weird shit right now. And I'm like, what you mean? What happened? She said, well, we was listening to, and it could have been somebody like a Cardi B or somebody like that. The girls listen to that shit. And she said something about when it get to a certain part that the rapper, not know we about to freestyle, but the rapper, it's in the lyrics, uses the N-word a few times in the song. And my daughter was a little shook because when it get to that part, she feel like nobody should say it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you could be right about that. But I'm going to be honest with you. You can't get mad if everybody listening to Snoop Dogg and everybody partying. Remember that? What's that the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? when Will first got to, anybody seen that yet? Where when Will got to the school and Carlton was in the locker room with all the white dudes and they had just won a game or did something well in sports and they were in there partying and they were in there talking about you my in, and it was the song they were singing. And Will, the character, got upset and was like, man, you can't be saying that. You can't. I got one question. Why does it mean so much to you that everybody else will say it who ain't making money off of it? They're not making any money off of the N-word. The artist is making all the money. There's no struggle in the word. It's a pure entertainment situation, and your ass is sitting there singing it, and white folks singing it too, and you got an attitude. Explain to me why I should be upset if a white person is singing a song and y'all singing it together, and they say some shit like, and they say the shit that's in the song, and it's the N-word. All of a sudden, you want to pump your brakes of trying to be critical of a moment. You're not critical that the artist is using the N-word to describe a person, place, or being. But now you want to get critical when your Latino friend or not your Latino, because y'all got that twist. Y'all think they black. But you get all twisted, you get your drawers all and your panties all in a knot because your white friend say the N-word just like Snoop did in the verse. I know y'all probably thinking, boy, you sure do cap for white folks. You sure do go hard for white folks. No, I'm just showing you how stupid it sounds. First of all, you shouldn't even be saying the N-word in the music, and that shouldn't even entertain you. That shouldn't even entertain you. But once again, if it's entertaining to us, it's worth having. But my daughter and I got into it, man, I'm telling you. And I think she thought that I was just being way too critical because I totally disagreed with her when she said, well, me and my friends, we got this thing where when you say the N-word in the song, we all be like, and we don't even say it in the song. But the song has it in it several times in rotation. You're still disrespecting yourself by even entertaining something. That's like saying, you know what? I'm going to look at dirty magazines. I don't do that shit anymore now. But that's like me going to buy dirty magazines and me lying to you saying, I love to read the stories. I love to read the articles. Any man that ever told you that bullshit is just flat out lying to you. Yeah, I buy that Playboy magazine because I love the articles that Steve Marat, whatever, I'm making Adrian Pops writes, and I love his articles. Bullshit. You love looking at the pictures. And if your kids catch you with that magazine, you can't get mad if they looking at you a certain way because you got a dirty magazine. You just as dirty as every picture in that magazine, even though you love reading the articles in there. That sounds stupid to me. Sounds ignorant. So now, I'm probably the only one that feels this way. I'm not a big, I don't think I know a person on here that you've ever heard me call somebody the N-word. On a one-on-one situation, us just kicking it together, all of that. Just having fun, going to lunch, hanging out. You ain't never heard me use the N-word with us, kicking it, talking it. You ain't never heard that. But I'm going to get mad. Now, I'm going to get mad if I'm sitting back listening to the N-word and talking about okay, so now let me ask you something. Ladies and ladies only, here's a question for you. What's one of your favorite Cardi B songs? Come on now, ladies. I know that you love them beats. You love them hot salsa ass beats. You love them beats. So if you listening and we all partying to a Cardi B song, and Cardi B is, I'm gonna make my point because ain't nobody gonna tell the truth about what they like about Cardi B. I understand. But if we having a good time and we listening to a Cardi B song or a Megan Thee Stallion or something where women describe themselves as being bitches and hoes and I'm that bitch and all that old shit. If we listening to it and she's saying, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch. And she's saying it throughout the song. And then I turn around and be like, man, that's a dope ass song. That's cool. And then 3 songs later, I'm like, hey, bitch, come on over here. Come here. And I'm talking to you. Wouldn't you have a problem with it? Wouldn't you have a problem if I called you a bitch? I mean, I wouldn't do it. But wait a minute, you've been describing yourself as the B word, and maybe I'm just out of touch. But that don't seem to be something I really want to be connected with either. I don't want to be connected like that. That's a connection that's just not connecting right. So if I be like, hey, bitch, come here. Bitch, please. See, it sounds just like that. Like you didn't been calling yourself a bitch in this song the whole time, and then as soon as a man call you a bitch, you got a problem. And I say the same thing about the N-word. Wait a minute, hold on. How you gonna get mad if people call you the N-word, but yet you got the shit you got that shit all the way on 14 or 15 scale coming out of your car. The shit is banging. We can hear you coming around the corner. Using the N-word in your music. You could pull up to McDonald's banging N-word music out your truck. And if you walk in McDonald's and the manager say, hey, what's up, N? What can we get you? You will be mad as hell. Are they racist in here? I don't get it. But my daughter and I got into it a little bit because I think I made her feel bad because I hit her with a dose of fact over feelings. And I said, if you're going to be ignorant for a song, don't be mad if somebody used that ignorance and lets you see what it really means. I mean, don't be mad. Y'all all sitting here using the N-word in the song. You loving it. You're dancing to it. You're grooving and moving and doing all that old crazy shit to it. You're loving the song. You're following them on Snap and IG and all that old shit. So why are you angry when somebody had the same passion for the song that just don't look like you? They saying the word. They don't mean it like it meant back in the day, and you know they don't. You just sound like you want to be a chaos agent. You want to be mad about something. If it's that bad for them to say it, you ever thought it might be that bad for you to say it? I say the same thing to ladies. Hey, if you don't want me to call you a bitch and all that old stuff, well, stop telling these young men how much of a bitch you are in the music. It's all fun till the rabbit got the gun. Then you want to get your jaws all tight and your panties and drawers all tight and going to act like you all subliminal about shit. Like all that old goofy shit. That shit is that's just chaos agent behavior. So you either got to bite the bullet and accept how they say it, when they say it, or you just stop saying it. Now, I ain't going to change nobody's mind. I'm just putting it in the air, putting it in the earth, putting it in the air so people can maybe, smoke it. Think about it. The funniest shit I've ever seen in my life is when I seen 2 white boys walking down the street. These were, guys that thought they was cool with the tattoos and they was leaning with the gangster lean and walking all that old shit. I don't know what they call them these days, but I remember what they called them when I was coming up. But these 2 white dudes encountered each other. They was cool. They gave each other 5. They was handling themselves just like brothers. And they was like, what up, my nigga? And I'm like, what? Now, this was many, many years ago. But that's when it was starting. And I was like, oh, shit, things are getting out of hand. I don't know how long this gonna last. But I actually seen 2 white dudes call each other the N-word. Am I the only one? No, I know I'm not the only one. So now let me show you. Well, let me show you this video of what the lady did to get fired. Do I have it? Okay. I think I have it queued up. Let me make sure I have it. Okay, AP. Let me see what AP said. I'm gonna cue this video up, and then I'm gonna read what AP said because he took the time to write a paragraph. So I owe him that. I owe him the opportunity to get his opinion out. I'll read it on the air. I'll try to get it all in. Hopefully, I can read the whole thing. Anthony Prosser says this. AP says, I still believe that just because I do something with the peeps in my immediate circle, in my immediate circle, don't mean you can. If I'm chastising anyone of my actual I'm sorry, his screen is moving. Of any of my actual brothers, don't mean another MF can. If it's a little choppy, but I'm gonna do the best. Don't mean another MF can. Yet there are certain things we do that I won't do in front of others or accept others doing. I get it, bro. But I'm gonna be honest with you, and y'all can get tripped out on me all you want to, man. And people that's just logging in, they might not even feel me on this, bro. What up, Tony? What's up, Tony? I don't know if y'all gonna agree with me, but I get a little out of my body when I see two little brothers walking down or if you in the mall, and these little dudes around non-black folks and they yelling up and down the escalators and shit, my nigga, using the N-word amongst other people around other people. I think that's hard. That is trash to me. That is unbelievably reckless and trashful. And I can't imagine. I would never raise a child. That's me. Y'all can get mad at me. This is all about opinion. I didn't raise two daughters to call themselves bitches. I didn't raise two daughters to call themselves hoes. And I certainly don't have two daughters that call themselves the N-word. And I don't want them to be acceptive to that either. That leads to other things. It leads to a lifestyle. And there's some people right now that's probably thinking, oh, Wyatt tripping, he on that high horse shit. Okay, I'll ride off in the sun as high as I possibly can on that high horse. It's gotten me pretty far in life using some of the morals and principles that I've stood by. Now, I'm the same guy that ain't gonna let no white person call me the N-word either. But that's because of my principles from the beginning. I ain't about to call you one, and I ain't gonna let nobody else call you one. But if I hear you out here calling yourself that and talking about, and calling the other little boys in the hood that and all this, I can't go to bat for you. That's how you feel about yourself, and that's what you use. Your vocabulary consists of the N-word all the time, so I'm not batting for you. I'm not gonna take up you showing your ignorance by being like that. So if somebody get back ignorant with you, you kind of asking for it. You think that you justifying it. That's how I feel. That's just my personal thought. So this lady, I'm gonna oh, look at Black not Democrat. Oh, I'm not even gonna read it. Y'all can, well, I have to no, can you guys see it? He said it from the YouTube. He said, what up, Wyatt Live? Y'all know his voice, it's dropped. He says, what up, Wyatt Live? You and Anthony Prosser are and he used the N-word. But he used Niggaz with a hand fist. See? Let me ask you, ladies, we got any bitches in the room tonight? I'm just asking. Are there any proud bitches in the house tonight? I'm that bitch. Any of y'all raise your hand if you're here. Because I know you get mad if I call you that. So I just want to know if you are, put it in the screen, put a hand up, just say, hey, I'm in the house, I'm in the building. That way I can always refer you to that one kind of bitch. It ain't gonna work, right? You ain't gonna like that. And that's why I would never do it. It's disrespectful. So now I'm gonna get fun with it a little bit. I'm gonna play this video real fast. You guys tell me if you think this news anchor who's talking about Snoop Dogg's achievements and his businesses and things of that nature, she just used the terminology that he always says. So check this video out. It's kind of crappy, but we'll do the best thing. We'll do the best we can with it. It's not very long, so I let it run a couple times because I just wanted you to get a gist of what was said and how it was said. Tell me if you think this is worth getting fired for.
My nizzle? I'm telling you. Julie, what you think about that? What?
Snoop Dogg tattoo on her shoulder.
For shizzle, my nizzle? I'm telling you. Julie, what you think about that? What? My nizzle? I'm telling you. Julie, what you think about that? What?
Snoop Dogg tattoo on her shoulder.
For shizzle, my nizzle? I'm telling you. Julie, what you think about that?
So I'm just curious. You heard her say for shizzle, my nizzle. And we all nizzle is a little street term that Snoop Dogg and them then made up. If you're her boss, or if you're a black person out here, would you write the radio or television station and have a problem with her saying that? Did that offend anyone on here? Did that offend any black person? Even if you're pro black, I mean, if you still wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts, I mean, if you got the flag Black Lives Matter outside your door still hanging there and shit, that might offend you. But I know that people laughing, getting angry at me. No, that's the sensitive thing, bro. Don't be talking about Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is a real thing, Wyatt. Stop. Don't do that. I was supporting you up into the organization. You sure that's an organization? You sure? You sure? You sure they have an office? I tell you what I'm going to do right now, right here live on the air. I'll commit $10,000 of my own personal money to the Black Lives Movement, to their main office in Cincinnati, Ohio. The office have to have been in existence for over 1 year. I'll cash app them $10,000, or I'll write them a check for $10,000, but I have to send it to their Cincinnati, Ohio address. Has to go to their office. Now, I wouldn't make this same commitment to the NAACP because that's a real thing. I know their address. But I'm just saying. What city do you live in? Do they have a Black Lives Matter corporate office? Or let's say a regional office? Or let's just say I don't know. We would call it a regional office if it was in Cincinnati. Is there one where you live? Is that a place that donates money and school books and school pencils and book bags? I see all my brothers and sisters in Cincinnati doing book bag drives. Small businesses. I seen FEMA Porter. I seen my girl. I seen a lot of people. I seen the barbershops giving away free haircuts. I seen a whole lot of back to school stuff every year. I ain't seen Black Lives Matter do a back to school movement or get them in school movement or keep them off the street movement. I ain't seen none of that from them yet. And they collected more money than the NAACP has in 40 years combined. NAACP has not collected $93 million in a lifetime. But I can tell you the local NAAC president in Cincinnati, and I can tell you his name. It's Mallory. And I can tell you the one down here in Florida. I can tell you the president, he off his rocker right now trying to keep black folks from coming to Florida, but I know them. Do you know your president of your local Black Lives Matter? Do you know their name? Does anybody put the name? Let's go Cincinnati. We're doing them in alphabetical order. Cincinnati, put your president, your put your NAACP president name in the screen. I know it, but somebody type it in there for me. Put your NAACP president's name in the screen. Followed by the president of your local Black Lives Matter branch. Miss Pittsburgh, you in Pittsburgh, you want to participate in this? We'll love to have you. You'll represent the P's for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Put your local NAACP president in Pittsburgh, Miss Pittsburgh. Put that name up there. You may have to Google it. I don't know if you all up into your NAACP like that. But you also might have to Google the office, the president of the local branch of your Black Lives Matter office. I tell you what, let's just do an open forum real fast. If you know the president of the office of the let's cancel that. We all know that every city has NAACP and they have legitimate offices. It's a legitimate organization. But just for the hell of it, the original Black Lives Matter that created the $93 million windfall, tell me the president's name of the Black Lives Matter head office. What's up, Denise? She says Kenneth Houston's is Pittsburgh. That ain't Black Lives Matter. Stop. And I'm not talking about those dudes that took over the Black Lives Matter movement in New York. I ain't talking about the ones that's rebounding off the windfall. I'm talking about the ones that originally started it. Okay, she said NAACP. Denise said NAACP. See, that name right there sounds way too familiar. Now I'm gonna get back to story at hand here because I was about to go off to some other place once again to make people mad at me for spitting facts and stomping on some of their feelings. And I'm sorry that I have to do it that way sometimes. But you need to be told. Because people, I don't care how long they've been in the music or been in the radio business or how long they've been into the podcast business, they just not going to tell you everything you need to know because they need your views. They need you to stick around. That's how they pay them. That's how they pay their bills. That's why they was selling us on that damn shot. The government was giving them funding to talk to the black people in the community. Get the shot. Then they gave them more incentive money to get the booster. Yeah, that was incentivized. I'm just telling you this, and I won't talk about it anymore until it's time to have this conversation. I got a few conversations I'm going to have later on in the future, but I'm letting the wounds heal. Not my wounds, but yours. If I start talking about that shit right now, it'd be like throwing salt in an open wound. I'm not going to do that to you. Black Lives Matter is on that list. George Floyd is on that list. Kaepernick is on that list. There's a few more. But that all being said, that video that I played, I don't think that lady is supposed to be fired for saying for shizzle my nizzle when it was relevant. First of all, there wasn't a black man on there that she was talking to directly. There was no one that she was standing in front of that she was referencing this to being the N-word. So who was she calling the N-word, if you want to get technical, when she said nizzle. For show my nizzle, for shizzle my nizzle, who was she talking to? She was just repeating one of his lyrics. Like I told my daughter and them, look, don't get mad when white people say the same shit that you say. Stop feeling entitled. See, this is what a lot of people don't understand, and I'm about to prove a point to you. Y'all always talking about white privilege and how Karens and white privilege and people, we the same way. We are absolutely the same way, whether you believe it or not. I was watching a video today from 2 years ago. Anybody remember? Look, I'm an NBA fan from back in the day. Anybody know that Spike Lee? Y'all know who Spike Lee is, the producer. Okay, he did Malcolm X. He did She's Got to Have It. Spike Lee did some School Days. He did a lot of good joints, right? Spike Lee was on First Take or on one of these ESPN shows. And I don't know how many of y'all seen this or who remember this, but Spike Lee lost his mind because for so many years he had been, he's a season ticket holder for the New York Knicks, the NBA team. So Spike Lee has a fit that since he's a ticket holder and he's Spike Lee, that he's allowed to come indoors of the arena that nobody else can come in. He tried to attach, I'm a season ticket holder. I've been spending this kind of money for all these years. Well, the privilege is not being able to break rules of the arena that maybe the fire marshals have a problem with and all that. He don't think of it that way. He's privileged. And you're taking one of his privileges away. And he ain't acting no different than the same people y'all call white privileged people and who they act a fool when you don't let them do what they want to do. We do too. We act plumb, dumb, stupid, foolish when you don't let rich black people do what they want to do. We act just like them. So it's not a matter of white privilege. It's class privilege, classism. Spike Lee went off. He said everything. He tried to circumvent racism. That thing, that clip. He did it a few years ago, and I should have brought it in. I saved it. I should have sent it over. But he sound crazy sitting there trying to tell Stephen A. Smith and them that he didn't have no business being removed from his seat, and if he can't come in through the side entrance door, the elevator doors anymore, he got a problem with that. Now, y'all know if we was sitting here and it was Tom Cruise saying the same shit, we all would be sitting here talking about, see, that's that white privilege shit. They think they can do whatever they want to do. And I can give you a list of people that act just like that. From Kanye to Will Smith to all of them. Now, everybody in the world know that everything that Will Smith did that night of that Oscars was some white man shit, according to your logic. Only a white man would feel like he can go up and assault somebody on live television and nothing happened to him. No arrest, no handcuffs, no security jumped on him for hitting another star. Only a white man can get away with that. And I can hear you now trying to say, well, if it would have been Tom Cruise that got slapped, they would have arrested him. There's always going to be a counter until we get to the very, very bottom. And then you're going to wave the white flag of racism there too. Then I'm going to be called all the names once I hit you with all these facts and can prove my facts. Then I'm going to be the coon. I'm going to be all this other shit. But that don't work with me. I hate to say this because some people are going to take it wrong, but I'm an intelligent black man. I'm not easily fooled, tricked. I'm the black man that you really be talking about. The ones you give the credit for being strong and leaders and all that, no, you've been taught that that's leadership, to just speak up regardless if it's a fact or not. I'm telling you, true leaders make things uncomfortable for people. And what? You think Spike Lee is a leader because he's trying to prove a point that if he was a white dude, he would be able to get away with breaking those rules. But wait a minute, Will Smith just did what a white privileged man can do: assault someone on live television and not get arrested. Let me tell you how this is. The state, I don't know, what state was the Oscars in? Anybody know? Anybody know? Was that California? Wasn't it filmed in California? I'll make my point. Somebody will put it, Angela Kinney or one of them will put it on the screen. I already know they're going to put it on the screen. But let me make this point. Some people would say, well, Will Smith, he broke the law, but Chris Rock didn't want to prosecute. Let me give you a little bit of this. Let me give you a little bit of law. The state didn't need Chris Rock to press charges. The state could have picked it up because there was evidence of a crime. So the state of California, I see people saying it's California. California should have picked that case up. But they're not going to do it because he's Will Smith. He's privileged. I need my chaos agents who are always talking about how the white boys get it and they don't get them in trouble. They don't do nothing to them. And I need you to explain why Will Smith didn't get arrested by the state of California. Why the county, why they didn't put him in cuffs. You don't need testimony from the assault victim. You don't need their testimony. You have the crime on tape. Let me just put it to you in this fashion. If a woman that's been getting beat up by a man beats her ass outside the bank, all the way in the bank, outside the bank, and he's still dragging her and beating her ass, he gets arrested because she says, yes, he hit me and blah, blah, blah. Then she show up for court the next day and say, I don't want to press charges. The prosecutor could say, Your Honor, the police report shows that we have all the evidence that we need to file charges. The state is going to pick this up. We don't need her. He committed a crime on tape. The bank record, the bank cameras show that Mr. Watson slammed her and did all these things to her. We have it on tape. We don't need her testimony. We don't need her to press charges. We pressing charges of what we seen him do to somebody. Y'all stop me when I'm wrong. That's called black privilege. So, Drop says Los Angeles DA refused to charge Will Smith, plus Chris Rock didn't want black man arrested in LA. That was Chris Rock's reason, and he was big for that. Chris Rock was a big man for that, because Chris Rock could have got him arrested, but the DA was supposed to file charges on him. Now, am I trying to get a black man arrested? No, I'm proving a point. I never even mentioned any of this before. My point is, y'all better understand that privilege don't have a color. Privilege is economics. You can get the same privilege. In 2023 America, you can have the same privilege that you've been taught you've been taught trauma to believe that nobody can get that shit. That, you know what? You have been taught so much trauma in your life that you don't even know that you think white people better than you. That's why you say the shit you say, because they get it or they do it or whatever, and it don't consist of you. You the one think they better than you, not me. Me, I'm telling you, you can get what they get. You making up a million excuses of why you can't get it. I'm telling you, you can. You've been traumatized. Your mama didn't taught you that shit. Your grannies didn't taught you that. Your uncles who ain't did shit with their life, they taught you the reason why they didn't get the job because he was black. All that old shit, that's trauma that you've been taught. I have never told my daughters that they have to work extra hard because they black and they'll do some, the other grade's gonna be better than yours, so you got to study harder because the life is gonna be tougher for you because you black. No, I ain't never told my daughters that. They getting on in medical school on their own merit. They're going in knowing that I'm an intelligent black girl. And now I don't have to be smarter than the white girls or the Asian girls or anything like that. All I got to do is be me. I didn't teach my children trauma. I know it's hard to hear sometimes, and I say it so easy, like I really love saying it, but it's a hurtful thing for me to say, and I know it is. But if I don't say it, you ain't gonna never hear it from Al Sharpton. Suit and the perm in a suit. He'll never tell you no shit like that because he's part of the problem. All they want to do is throw a bunch of economical numbers. If Al Sharpton and them were true leaders, they could have broke this curse a long time ago. And they could have told you what I told you in a few seconds, and that is, okay, this is what we want to do. It wouldn't cost America any money out of their pocket. It would just make them make less money. Think about it. If you're a business owner, would you rather cut a check for donation, or would you rather take some of your product and give it? Okay, if they come and ask me for $1,000 because the kids need to go to camp, or they ask me to donate, let's say, lunch for the kids. This is a bad example because I've done both, but I'm just saying, give us $1,000, Wyatt, so the kids can get what they need for the camp, or you can give us this. You can pay for the food, and it'll be $700. So if I'm looking to make a donation, I might take the cheaper route and say, okay, I'll do the food for you guys. I'll call the catering company or the company that's sending the hot dogs and all that y'all gonna grill and all that. I'm using this as an example because I've done it before. So I'll make sure I'll call the company that y'all buying all the grill food from and all that, and I'll make sure that's paid for. You go ahead and do that. I'll take care of this. I'll take care of that. Cost me $700. It was either pay the $700 or pay $1,000 for whatever they needed it for. Or what if I got a t-shirt company and I say, well, damn, they only have this amount of kids. I'm in this business. And if I'm in this business, I can give them 50 t-shirts for the kids. And that's only going to cost me $150. I'll donate the t-shirts. That's my business. See what I'm saying? That's all Al Sharpton and them could have gave us the remedy. They could have had this problem solved a long time ago if they were true leaders. They could have just pumped up tax exemption and put us in the same position that Indians are in. If you truly believe in cowboy and Indian stories, then you probably think it's okay that they gave them all these reservations and gave them casinos and let them function tax-free in America. You probably think it's justified. But you would rather sit back and listen to a state that was not a slave state, California, wasn't even owned by America during slavery. You'd rather be pump faked like we about to get $5 million a piece out there when there were no slave owners out there. If they were talking this shit in Georgia, I'd be like, oh, well, shit, this shit might happen. Mississippi or Georgia. But you're talking about a fairy tale. You know what they want you to do? I don't know who the leaders are who doing this shit. Gavin Newsom and all that, this fake pump out. You know what? I want you to remember this. Who remember The Wiz? Who remember the TV, the movie The Wiz with Diana Ross, Michael Jackson? What was the guy that played the Tin Man, Nipsey, whatever, and the Lion and all that old shit? Remember The Wiz was cool. That was the cool one. My kid's still scared of that. Remember the subway chase? That remember that? That was some scary shit for me when I was a kid. I was scared for him. Run, Mike! Run! Where Toto? Nipsey Russell. Thank you, LaDonna. Little Toto little ass was running. They almost caught him. But anyway, that thing that they doing out there in California reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, but the Wiz version. And what I mean by that is this, folks. They want you to start all the way down in Mississippi. And I can see the advertising coming now. This is what California is doing to all the black folks in the country. They virtual signaling us. Saying this is possible out here. And they're only doing that because the white guy that want to be the governor and probably the president, he's just making it seem like he care about black folks, even though he can't get this done. He know that he can speak up highly for it. He could say, I'd give up one of my children to get this for black folks, but he know it ain't gonna never happen. So he can promise anything. So once again, we're down all the way in Mississippi, one of the darkest states in the country, predominantly black. And we got this big ass yellow brick road going from Mississippi to Georgia, up through the corner of Texas, all the way over through the mid valley, all the way through all the way down south, heading south. I'm sorry, heading west, all the way through Idaho, all those different states. And now you get to California, and you didn't walk your ass all the way on that yellow brick road. And you finally get to California, and you do exactly what Tito and Toto and Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Lion, his scary ass, all y'all did was follow Al Sharpton and all of them out there and found Richard Pryor behind the curtain. You found another dude that wasn't doing nothing but pump faking, pretending that he can do something for you that everybody is speaking highly of because don't nobody know him. He's the man behind the curtain. And you're going to get disappointed going out to California thinking that that's a blueprint for reparations. It wouldn't work. It's not going to work. It sound great for somebody that think that it sound great for somebody that want to send out messages. It's a great talking point. It's a great manipulator of it's just great for people that think, yeah, hell yeah, we do 5 million. Hell yeah, we do $5 million. But then if Al Sharpton and them are those leaders of today who call themselves leaders of us, if they were really leading the way of reparations and things of that nature, why not go after something that's doable, that's feasible, that's not instant gratification? Think about it. You give somebody a $5 million check that don't know anything about money, how long they gonna have that money? Now, I can't count everybody's money. I'm just saying, how long would a person that ain't never had any money gonna hold on to $5 million? Wouldn't you rather have somebody set up on an allowance of privilege? Think about it. Wouldn't you rather have it set up where, okay, you're going to work in this company or you're going to work in America for the next 50 years or 60 years of your life? How would you feel if you were able to get 40% more of your money from your check? In other words, every Friday you pick up $1,000. I don't know what people make. I'm just using round numbers. You got $1,000 after taxes. So you go pick up your $1,000 and it got FICA and everybody else done been in your shit. State, the feds, everybody been in your money. But you made $700 this week, $1,700, and you get 1,000 of it. They have conditioned you to believe that $1,000, well, this is normal. This is what it is. Paying them taxes is just normal. Do you realize that Indians don't pay taxes? Do you understand that the businesses that they run on their reservoir, which is their country, which is a country within a country, a city within their cities, they're tax-free? Do you know how huge that is? Do you know that even Disneyland here in Florida is its own government? They abate so many taxes in the state of Florida because they bring so much revenue to the state. The state don't even have to tax them. The state makes so much money off of Disneyland just being Disneyland in its location that they don't have to tax Disney itself, but they'll tax all the businesses around Disney. The hotels, the restaurants, everybody is highly taxed. But Disney isn't. That's an abatement. That's an incentive to be there. So all I'm saying is this. I don't want $5 million, a fake $5 million. If they're going to cut the check, cut the check. I'll take it. Yeah. For those that think I'll be a hypocrite, no, I ain't sitting here saying Oh, they got that shit passed? Where mine at? I'm gonna be first in line. I might even let a couple people go ahead. I just want to make sure not too many because I don't want them to run out of money. But I will gladly take it. But now listen, what makes more sense to me and what I know is doable is if it don't cost America a whole lot of money by them reaching in their pocket and paying us. Then that's what I see as possible. I see that they would be willing to allow you to keep something that you earned versus them giving you something that you didn't earn. That makes sense. That make hella sense to me. So if I was fighting for reparations, if we had real leadership and we were fighting for reparations, my argument would be I would want tax-free on my money. I would want to be able to have an education for my children, not necessarily zero interest. No, I would like you to do it the same way you do for Indians and give them 0% loans, and then you pay probably 98% of the loan and leave them with books and services, books and shelter, books and boarding. And then they get the same perks we get as minorities. They don't pay for that. I hear you on that, Roz. This is what bro. It ain't a black person in this country that shouldn't be upset when you look at over $100 billion going to Ukraine. And y'all still looking at this government like one side really like your ass. You already know in your mind, because you're traumatized, you already know one side don't like you. That's what you think. You done already made it up in your mind that their policies don't fit you. You don't even know, you're not even mad at their policies. You just been taught that their policies don't match what you do. They ain't good for you, so they don't like you. Let me ask a question to the church, to the congregation. Folks, let me ask y'all something. Why do y'all think that all Republicans are rich? Why don't you think there's a family of Republicans that is just getting by? Why do you think that, why would you believe that somebody I didn't heard y'all listening to the radio. And I didn't heard y'all I didn't heard the radio dudes and shit say shit to y'all like this and say it convincingly. They don't even want to. I don't use voices because y'all say I'm trying to use somebody's voice. I'm going to use my voice. They'll say something like the Republicans don't even want you with low prescription drugs. Y'all didn't heard me say this several times, but it's very relevant to almost every point that I'm making. And that is this. Why do you think that Republicans are all rich? There is a lot of people that have small businesses that live under the policies of what works best for them. And it's a lot of small businesses need the way that they need a capitalist way of doing business. And if black folks really understood what capitalism truly is, we would support the government that supports capitalism because that's the only way you're going to be self-sufficient. You'll never go to a job and they're going to put your name on the building. The only way out of poverty is to be self-sufficient. The government will never give you enough money to dig yourself out of whatever situation you're in. Never. You'll never get, and I don't see a lot of people when I say the word welfare, y'all think I'm associating it with black folks. I'm not that dude. Welfare is an equal opportunity foot on your neck. It's a foot on the neck for white folks and black folks. But you can't stop thinking about babies and being emotional when trying to make real big, serious decisions because people have used virtual signaling. They'll put babies in front of you thinking that these people over there don't like you because they don't want your child to eat. They don't care if you eat or not. They don't even want you to have affordable health care drugs. As if every Republican in the country is rich. Try talking to a small business owner. Try talking to me 20 years ago when my wife and I were eating Little Caesars pizza every night, $5 hot and ready every night. And you tell me what party I was looking to support. I needed a party that was going to help me become self-sufficient. I wasn't trying to hear no lies. I didn't need nobody to convince me no bullshit. I knew that I was going to have children and I was going to have to be in a position to support a better life for them. I wanted what I didn't have, I wanted that for my kids. And now what I'm hearing now is, okay, the way that we get people to vote for us is we make sure everybody understand how bad those guys are over there. We ain't got to even talk about how great we are. All we got to do is prove how bad they are. Ladies, y'all know I didn't use this analogy a million times. When you gonna let your old boyfriend go? When you gonna let your old boyfriend get out your head? When you gonna realize that the man that's sitting in front of you or the man that you hugging and going to the movies with and all that old shit is not the same guy? You don't have to talk about your ex anymore. All you got to do, okay, the ex still want you, but you with a new man. You don't really want him anymore, but you keep bringing him up. That's like the Trump fella. Y'all done already voted him. He ain't in and all that old shit. He didn't win. So why you worried about him? If you want to say something about somebody, why don't people talk positive about your man that's in there, your boyfriend, your new man? Tell your girlfriends why you don't talk about Tyrone no more. Talk about Rick now. Talk about Ricky. Ricky, he your new man. But if you keep talking about Tyrone over there, his dusty ass, and he ain't shit and all this, you must like ain't shit people. You keep talking about him. If you ain't got nothing good to say about your new man, maybe Tyrone wasn't that bad. If all you got to do is focus on the bad guy that ain't around no more, and that's how they leading you, people leading you, you don't want to mess with Tyrone no more, girl. You don't want to. Tell me something good about my man I got in front of me, my current man. Tell me something good about him. I don't have to use him to make my man look good. Your man should be doing it on his own. But you can't do that now, can you? You can't do that. How many of us have been in that situation? I sat at a lunch table in junior high one time knowing them dudes over there was talking about me. So that girl over there wouldn't like me and other people wouldn't like me, so they sat in there lying on me. That didn't happen to almost everybody listening to this program. Somebody out there is lying on you, messing up your character because they don't want other people to like you. And the only reason why is because they know that you better than them at what they trying to do. They have something to fear about you. That's the only time people would talk bad about people, when they don't really know them. They have to manufacture lies, make up stuff. And even if you are that person, if they have somebody new in their life, they shouldn't even be studying you. They should just be talking about how good their new person is. There is not a Democrat on this planet that should be talking about Donald Trump as much as the radio and podcast. Y'all talk about Donald Trump every day. Every day, y'all talk about the Republican Party and Donald Trump. Every day. And it's always the Republicans' fault for you being in the position that you in. But yet you got the leadership. You got everybody you want. So why you keep talking about your ex-boyfriend? You got a new man. Talk about him. Give him the energy. The only reason why I would think you won't talk about your new man all the time is because maybe he just pretty. Maybe he has nothing to really offer anybody. Maybe he just look good. He take pictures well. Maybe he got a lot of money and he beats your ass all the time and you don't want nobody to really know. Because that's what's happening. You got the pretty man up there in the office. I don't mean the face and all that. I'm talking about he's fulfilling what you always wanted in a man. He's for the people and all that old shit. But quietly behind closed doors, he's beating your ass every time you go to the grocery store. He's beating your ass every time you go to the gas pump. He's beating your ass every time he sends some money to Ukraine. Now, I know that's bipartisan, but I ain't never heard no president get up and say no dumb shit like, I don't even know if they wrote that down. He probably freestyled that shit when he said, we'll be here until it's over and we'll be here forever and then we're going to do whatever it takes. We're going to send as much money as we can. Fuck America. Ukraine is that important to us. And how I know they lying about that is because all they want you to do is think progress is going on in Ukraine. You can't tell me that Russia ain't kicking up in their ass. You know how I know? Because every time they report deaths, they only report how many Russians was laying on the side of the road, how many tanks that the Russians lost. Have they given you a report of how many tanks and airplanes and shit that we donated over there? How much of that shit is on fire right now? When was the last time you heard a report of how many Ukrainians died that are soldiers? You'll hear that a school got hit by a rocket. You'll hear that the hospital got hit with a rocket. It's a fucking war. That's what happens in wars. People casualties. But when they give you a report of what's going on in the Ukraine war, because we don't know, we got to take their word. When they tell you what's going on over there, all they do is talk that win shit. Well, if we winning, why we keep sending so much more money? Last time I checked, when you're trying to get drunk, you keep drinking. Once you drunk, you stop buying. Right? Once you at a bar and I don't drink, but I've seen it. They gonna buy, run their tab up until they get drunk. And then they get drunk and they don't need to buy shit no more. So if they win in the war and they finding all these dead bodies and these Russians and they losing position and all this old shit, why we keep cutting checks? Y'all ain't asking Biden and all them that shit, huh? Because here come the next tragedy. Valgey's school gets shot. The tornado coming. All this old other shit go on and you lose perspective. You lose all the real shit that's going on before that. And politicians know it. They know, oh man, let this shit blow for a few days, man, on this Ukraine stuff or on this, let that shit blow. Something gonna happen. I promise you. A cop gonna chase a black dude and they gonna accidentally do something to him. And then the community that we don't want to hear from will get out in the streets and be huffing and puffing about some new shit. Don't worry about it. Give it a couple days. Let it blow over. If y'all think I'm lying, all you got to do is listen to the press secretary. That's all you got to do is listen to the press secretary. Do y'all know that she won't answer questions from certain reporters? She let MSNBC talk. She let CNN talk, ABC, CBS. She let Fox talk. She let all these local places, America. She let everybody say some shit, but she leave out a whole lot of people. They're not big enough. No, it ain't that they ain't big enough. They just got different questions for your ass. Y'all seen the black man, the brother from Africa? He finally went off on their ass, and now they making him out to be the bad guy. Yeah, he the bad guy now. You know why he the bad guy? Because he set his ass in there as proper and as professional and as patiently as he possibly could. Not being called on. Hand in the air. Hand in the air for 7 months. She ignored him for 7 months. What would you say If your daughter or your son went to the 3rd grade or went to whatever classroom, whatever grade they in, and your daughter say, "Mama, I go to school every day and Miss Shirley will not call me. I have my hand up. It's been all year. She didn't call me on day 1 and we all the way in the 4th quarter and she ain't called me yet." Wouldn't y'all have a problem with Miss Shirley? Miss Shirley, why don't you call my daughter? You afraid of a question she might ask you? Why is Biden and his team afraid to let this African ask a question? And how I know there's some problem there, how I know is how they demonized him when he finally went off. That's common in manipulation. Think about it. Have anybody ever picked with you, and you keep telling them, "Get off, stop, leave me alone. I'm telling you, just leave me alone." Somebody just pick with you. And then guess what? You finally knock their ass in their head. Or you finally do some shit and it make you look crazy. It make you look like you just lost it for no reason. I've been in that position. I've been in the position where I just look like I'm just going buck fucking wild crazy for some little bitty shit. That's what the man did. He finally went off and said, he interrupted. He went off in front of the whole damn panel in front of the guests they had. He went off in front of the other people that was working. See, his colleagues even turned on him. But they get their questions answered. They get their questions answered because they throw them softball questions up there. The African dude is doing his job just like them, but he's being prevented from asking questions and being able to do his job. What they doing is they trying to weed him out. They weeding him out. They trying to make it where he don't even want to come no more so he can do his job. And they basically saying, hey, if he don't ask no questions, he can't get no answers. His network ain't gonna send him over here no more. They ain't gonna keep sending him in here to ask us no questions if we ain't gonna call on him. But aren't y'all curious? If it ain't no big deal, if he ain't asking something that's important, why don't you just go ahead and let him ask? He's been waiting for 7 months and he finally went off on y'all ass. CNN didn't tell y'all about that, did they? MSNBC and Young Turks and all that shit, they don't tell you about that. And Young Turks is the new chaos agent network. And I got something to say about them. Young Turks, some of y'all watch it, some of y'all don't, I don't know. Young Turk is the new network on cable. They've been around for a while. That talk about how bad the economy and how bad it is in America for black folks, but they Turkish. And in their country, they're treated worse than black folks. If you can even imagine how bad it is for some of y'all thinking how it is in America, try being Turkish in Europe. For y'all that don't know, when I lived in Europe, the Turkish people are the N-word. That's what they are in Europe. So, why do we listen to a station that has one brother hired to purpose bad the police doing us and what we need to be doing? Just chaos agents. None of them are teaching us how to be self-sufficient. All they do is pick out all the wrongdoings that's happened to us. They don't have any facts of the case. They have video clippings from YouTube and shit like that, and they just put black folks in an uproar with no solution. They're reactive people. They're not proactive at all. They're reactive. Why are we watching that? Puzzles me. I get it. I understand they do a great job. Because guess what? They can't even go to their country and have that same conversation. They can't put that platform up in their country. Number one, the country won't allow them to talk about their people like that. Number two, they wouldn't dare talk about the police being as bad as they are here in America towards their own people. And it's just like some of y'all who heard some of these stories from Dame Dash, who say Jewish entertainers and high executives make their money off black people, but they can't make that same black money They can't make money off black people. They can't make money off their own people like they make money off the black people, but like black people. They'll drain the swamp of the culture. And that's what Young Turks is doing. They're using all of our talking points and all the misery and trauma that we've been taught to profit. To profit. But they ain't telling you how to prevent it. They just telling you what happened. You don't know what happened. Remember the little dude up in Michigan and Detroit? The police shot him like 7 times. They shot him for nothing, right? Come to find out he had his baby mama house and all this old shit. He done stole the car. He got a knife. He launching at the police and all that old shit. It took them 4 days to put the real story out. 4 days. The Michigan shooter at the Michigan State University that happened a month ago happened to be a black man that went into the school and shot it up, killed some folks. They didn't report it as black man enters Michigan State, opens fire, it's an active shooting, or, they didn't say it like that. When it's a black man doing that, they don't say black male, black man. They don't do that. But just like this little last thing that just happened in Nashville, the description was white male, 28 years old. If you have a police shooting, heaven forbid, tonight in your city, wherever you live, if it hit the mainstream news, if it hit your channel 5, channel 9, channel 12, channel 2, wherever you from, 5, wherever, they gonna say black man shot by police, not a man been shot by police. Who's controlling the narratives here? Who are they touching? Why are they tap dancing on us like this? When they show a white man that's been shot by the police, they don't say white male shot by the police. They don't advertise it and sell it to you like that. I see a brand being built and it's called Black Folks. I truly can see a marketing plan when it's in front of me. It's just some of us have figured out the truth. And that is, yes, America have made money off black folks in this country. That's undeniable. But they've made money off every race in this country. Undeniable. But you know what's more profitable? It's more profitable for them to keep you in a state of mind. It's a it's a win-win for some people. The same one that's telling you how rough it is and the police ain't shit and all that, the same ones that's sitting back telling you all of that, you doing favors for somebody. And you may not even know it. Some of you get paid to do it, some of you don't. But you're doing the devil's work when you think you're helping somebody. You're not helping a person, you're helping a bad spirit. This is why kids don't respect the police. The numbers, logically, what you're thinking and what you're saying is ridiculous. If you do the math, just do the math. It's impossible to feel the way you feel unless you're under some type of hypnotics. I mean, it's just impossible to think look, are you under the impression that planes crash every day? There's 3,500 airplanes in the air right now. Right now, look up in the sky, you won't even see one. Right now, as we speak, there are 3,500 aircrafts in the air. Is it fair to say that airplanes crash every day? Of course not. Of course not. Because they don't. Is it fair to say that a black man is shot by the police every day? Of course not. Because they don't. But you know why some people don't fly? You know why some people don't get on airplanes? Because they're afraid that airplanes crash every day. You know why some people don't like the police? Because they've been taught, just like the person who think the planes crash, because they've been taught that the police do us different and that they just beat our ass. They really believe that. They've been taught that. And that's why you have an attitude when you get into it with one of them. That's why you want to believe everything about them is wrong. But you know what? I was just watching a video that my sister Althea Williams put in the Wyatt Live messenger group in our family group. The young lady that got shot down on Land Street, all I seen was white police officers trying to bring her ass back to life. Mouth to mouth, heart, all that shit. All of it. And I seen some of the comments, and I agree with a lot of the comments. Like, this is ridiculous to be showing on Facebook. This is crazy. I agree with all of that. But I'm a man of interest. I want to know what other people are saying. And it wasn't finding a needle in the haystack. It was just a matter of time before I seen the comments coming in about what the fucking police was doing wrong. Police ain't had nothing to do with what happened in that situation. But now they talk, the police out here laughing. Let's get this straight. They down here trying to save these people's life. That lady is dying in front of everybody. I didn't see anybody laughing, but you know what? Cynical minds will find something wrong, even in a life-saving moment. That lady literally said, or it was a lady that made the comment who said some shit like, the police out there laughing and stuff, man, this ain't funny. They just, see, the police ain't shit. Wait a minute, hold on. You ain't said nothing about the person that shot the lady that's laying on the ground. You ain't said that the person who shot her ain't shit. The police ain't shit in your mind. But who's the person who shot the lady? How did the lady even get shot? What happened? You concerned with what the police doing? Once again, another person concerned with the ex-boyfriend. Mad because I'm taught to be mad. I'm trained to be mad. We got to get out of that. We got to get out of that. And I'm here to be the bad guy. I'm here to be the bad guy. To say we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that frame of mind. Because it's impossible to think that everything that's going on is totally against you and it's preventing you from doing what you want to be doing in life. And there's people that teach it to you every day, and they'll put it right in your face. See, look at this dude. He got his ass beat on this day. Look at what the police be doing. Look at this and look at that. It's weak to me. It's pretty weak. I'll be honest with you. Because the hardest thing in the world to do is be someone strong. For others. Not necessarily for yourself. But some people think a strong individual is like Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is a plant. Al Sharpton has everything that he is supposed to have because the feds made sure of that. Now, y'all keep on thinking I'm bullshitting on this, but Al Sharpton is exactly what he's supposed to be. A controversial black man that keeps his people in reach. He is not a Malcolm X. White folks or the establishment or whatever you want to call them, they don't fear Al Sharpton. They don't fear him. Because they know he ain't teaching nothing that's worth a quarter. They know that. You really think they're going to give a man that talk that type of shit a syndicated show to be able to reach his people? No, he's a plant to be able to keep your ass dizzy and confused and drunk on bullshit. He's a plant. I'll tell him to his face. He's doing nothing any different right now than he was doing for the feds when he was in Philadelphia. I'm just not the average dude out here. Y'all can run that old manipulation bullshit on somebody else. And here's the other thing. I didn't live my life. I'm not afraid of these guys. I'm way too self-sufficient. I don't need the shit they need to survive in life. All I need is what I already have. That's a horrible person. That is the worst person in the world. It's somebody that don't need it. Because they don't have to put up with your bullshit, your lies, your disrespect, your curve. They don't have to put up with that shit. Let's be honest. If everybody today could walk out of their job tomorrow and live same way you're living right now, you would do it. Who go to work just because they have a ball being there? Yeah, I'm going in there and deal with Dan and them. They get on my motherfucking nerves, but I have a great time when I'm at work. So I'm going to go ahead and go in today. I only got 10 more years to go. Who do that? You go in because you have to. It's a necessity. We do what we have to do to get to the next day. We do what we got to do to get our cars paid for, our houses paid for, to live a productive life. We do what we have to do. Well, imagine if you didn't have to do what you have to do. Imagine if you put the time in, the work in to be so self-sufficient that now you don't have to sacrifice your morals, your principles, and who you truly are by dealing with somebody's bullshit if you didn't have to. There are some of us that live like that. So I don't need validation from a group of people that want me to be a leader, and I'm going to lead them, and I'm going to make sure that they they agree with everything I say, and I got to make sure that I say the right things for their benefit. I'm not that guy. Sorry. Say hello to the bad guy. Nope. That was my favorite word growing up. Well, it was one of my favorite words. My mother used to always ask me, she used to always say to me, she used to say, Rand, you driving me crazy, baby. And I would say, what, Ma? I was the what if kid. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I was the what if kid. My mama probably still remember this about me. I was the kid that would always be like, Mom, what if this happened? What if that? What if? I was the what if kid because I had this belief that I could be better. I had a belief that I was going to live in a big house and swimming pool. I had the belief. I had this imagination. I had a vivid imagination that I was going to be able to do bigger things than where I was from. And the great thing about it is I didn't have any toxic around me telling me that I couldn't. I didn't have anybody telling me where I laid my head that I couldn't be what I wanted to be. I didn't have that growing up. Now, I don't mean I was perfect. I did have trauma taught to me. I was told I had to be better than white people or whoever. I had to be better than the man and all that old shit. I was raised to believe white people was better than me, but I was just going to prove them wrong. That's just real talk, I'm telling you. Sorry if you don't understand where I'm coming from, but anybody that believes that you got to be better than them just because they white and you black, you have been taught that they're superior than you. It's such a dysfunctional behavior and a dysfunctional mindset that you don't even really look at it that way. It's a normal thing. And what's crazy to me is we can all be out somewhere at the mall, at a restaurant, and we'll see a white person acting a damn fool. And we'll look at each other as black folks. I ain't trying to give up too many secrets, y'all. I'm still out here. I still hit the streets. But we'll look at each other and won't even have to say nothing. We'll just be like, look at her dumb ass. And y'all got this term called Karen. Y'all got this way of making us feel like look at how stupid they are. Now, I'm going to ask you this question because you know this is valid. Same shit happen. We see somebody at the mall or the restaurant and they acting a damn fool and they look like us. You don't have that same energy. You don't look at them as being, some of you will be like, oh, they acting hood or they acting whatever, or this and they smelling like weed, whatever. You might think that. But for the long run of this argument, we don't really see the shit that we do matches what they do, and we don't even understand that we all doing dumb shit together. We'll blame what they doing on being white. We blame what we do on each other as just being some stupid shit. They ignorant as hell. We don't see Will Smith as being black privilege. We see him as being rich. That's why he get his benefit. But we see white people, we've been taught to believe white people are privileged because they white, not because they rich, not because this one has some money. But let me ask you something. Y'all done seen some poor white people get treated like rich white people? LaDonna says, but the Karens are racist. You don't think black people are racist? You don't think, no, I shouldn't say racist. There's a difference between race. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of white people. Y'all gonna cut me off, but you got to understand where I'm going. Let me at least get my point out. What's the difference between racist and prejudice? Let me tell you the difference. Your boss at work who's holding you back from advancing is white. He's performing a racist act. That's racist. So stop calling people that's out here feeling a certain way about you who can't control your destiny in life, calling them racist. It's a misuse of word. A racist is only somebody that can control your destiny or make you miss out on something. Not somebody that's prejudiced against you. Prejudice is a white person that don't like you because of they judging you based on your color of skin. We've been taught wrong. There's a huge difference between being prejudiced and being racist. We're prejudiced. Black folks are prejudiced. We judge people like Karens. You've made a judgment on somebody based on their behavior and you attached it to their color. You're being prejudiced. White people are prejudiced against black people. They judge us based on what we look like. But you can't tell me that every white person is racist because every white person don't control your destiny. So now let's just say that I own a company, which I do. Say I employ white and blacks, as I do. And I start giving all my black people raises and bonuses. And then I let the white people who've been with me, I gave my black ones the raises and bonuses. But my white people, I just tell them, hey, you know what? Now, y'all know this is a hypothetical. But all my white people in the company, I'm spoon feeding them bullshit. Like, yeah, you know what? Give it another year time and we'll work on some bonuses for you. I'm giving black people in my company an edge. I'm letting them prosper, giving them financial gain, and I'm holding the white people back by not giving them the same thing I'm giving the black people. Now, am I racist? Is that me being an owner of a company and performing a racist act? Absolutely. That's me being racist. Don't ever say that black people can't be racist. Say most black people aren't racist. Because what happens is this. You have to be in a position to control what they do. If I'm walking down the street and I see what y'all call a Karen, a white lady who don't like me because I'm black, she's prejudiced. She don't cut no checks over here in the Wyatt estate. She don't stop me from eating. She don't control my light bill. She don't do nothing for me economically. She's not my boss. She can't control what I do in this world. So she can't be racist. She can only be prejudiced. And here's the problem. Some of y'all think white people just control everything you do. They control how you eat, sleep, and bake cookies. And it's disgusting to me. And you got people out here that promote that shit. Tell you every day what white people out here doing and won't tell you what our own are doing. And I don't mean it don't have to be bad shit. It don't have to be bad shit. Y'all call that Trump fella racist. Did he stop employment for black people? Did he make it bad? I think he had the highest employment. I think his employment rate was over Obama's. Does that make him racist because he's racist because people call him that? Or is he racist because his numbers show that he inspired us? He kept us from something. What did he keep us from as black folks? What did he keep us from? What makes him the definition of racist? This is what I love to ask y'all leaders. Your radio dudes and shit like that. Don't just hit a black man who got some intelligence with words that are like connecting words. You know, like Kamala Harris did all during her debate. She didn't have to say anything because y'all already all had it figured out. She would get in front of the Breakfast Club or any other platform, and whenever she talk about the Trump dude, she didn't have to say anything because all she had to do was say a few key words like, well, you know how he is. She couldn't even speak on how he was. All she had to say was, you know how he is. Do I need to say anything? Yeah, try it. Try it. Try telling us specifically what you mean. I don't want to read your mind, ma'am. I don't want to think for you, ma'am. I want you to tell me what you really mean, not what I mean for you. And then what I want you to do is ask your radio dudes and all them people. I've been heard people talking about spaceships on y'all radio station and people living in spaceships. I can't take shit like that serious. I can't take what they talk about on them radios in Cincinnati. I can't take that shit serious, man. Maybe I'm too serious for the airwaves and shit, but I don't think it's a game when you messing with my people's mentality and setting us back and making us feel like we, just making us feel like we less than, but yet we only less than because somebody else making us feel that way. No, you make yourself feel. It's called self-esteem, damn it. Self-esteem comes within. If anybody's tearing your self-esteem down, don't blame them, blame you. You listening to what they say? Ladies, if you got a man in your life who tearing your self-esteem down, stop blaming him. It's called self-esteem. He can't tear your self-esteem down. Ignoring. Most people that want to tear your self-esteem down, the only reason why they tearing your self-esteem down is because they have low self-esteem. Had a friend of mine, I haven't been around them in so long. She got divorced from a guy that I know. We was all cool. And she tell me he was tearing up her self-esteem. She don't even talk to me no more. I had to let her ass have it. I told her the truth. Almost like I was taking up for the dude, but I really wasn't. I was letting her know some shit she needed to hear because when she run into her next relationship, I don't want her being on that blame ship of it was his fault that my self-esteem is low. No, it ain't, damn it. It's your fault your self-esteem is low. Don't blame him. You listened to him. You don't have to hear that shit. If you want me to be better, then you do better than me. If I got $500 and you got $250, damn it, don't tell me what to do with my $500 until you can match my money. So if you can't match my energy and you can't match what I'm doing, damn it, don't tell me how much better I can be or what I'm lacking. Don't do that. You ain't even on my level. That's what a lady should feel when they dealing with these low self-esteem, giving up ass dudes. That's how a lady should feel. You letting guys that ain't got nothing, they ain't got more than you. They want you to be perfect, but they far from perfect they damn self. That was my buddies. That was who I know. That was her problem. She said, well, he wanted me to be perfect, Randy. He wanted me to be perfect all the time. I said, well, okay, I get it. He perfect, right? She said, hell no, he ain't perfect. I said, so why you mad? Like, why are you so fucking distraught at a person that's non-perfect themselves who want you to be perfect? Why did him wanting you to be perfect tear your self-esteem down when he's not perfect? Why would it mean so much to you to be more than what they are? Let me just be honest with y'all, man, before I get up out of here, because I'm tired. I done had 2 shows today. I'm a little tired. Let me just be honest and tell you this. One of the words that a lot of people don't like to hear is nope. I'm in a position in my life where I can make my own decisions and I can do what I really want to do. And it's an unbelievable, I'm going to share this with you. It's an unbelievable feeling. It's a feeling that I want everyone to feel. It's a feeling that don't cost me any money. It don't make my position in life any less. There's plenty of room for self-sufficiency. There's plenty of room of getting up every day and doing whatever you want to do. You doing whatever you want to do. It's plenty of room. You know where it's crowded? It's crowded at the bottom where people just climb over one another and believe the same shit. It's very crowded in that area. Because the speakers and the shit you hearing is very loud and everybody's paying attention to the same shit. Wouldn't you rather have somebody playing the Joneses with you? Like, wouldn't you rather be like some rich guy or rich woman? And the only thing that you have to turn your face up to and look crazy about, or you look like this, I'm going to put it on the screen. You look like this only when you buy a brand new car. And your neighbor, when you pull up with your new car, the next day, your neighbor pull up with a new car. That'll cause this type of face. Wouldn't you rather live in that type of hate? To keep up with the Joneses type of thing? Like how that, like, okay, I got a brand new Tesla, I got a brand new car or some shit like that. And now my neighbors, my family members all want to try to do the same thing I'm doing. That ain't like, that's not depressing. That's not, you don't lose sleep at night living like that. Those aren't the people that's trying to slow you down. They trying to keep up. But now we tend to find ourselves around a lot of people that don't want to see you do better because they can't keep up with you. There's a whole lot more hate at that level. There's a whole lot more hate at that level. There's a whole lot more to deal with. So I'm not asking, but I'm saying to you all, there's plenty of room to be able to do what you want to do in life, but you got to first believe you can do it. You don't want to be around people that's telling you you can't do something. Y'all know Jay-Z uncle told him he couldn't sell 1 million records. Jay-Z looked at him and said, "No, Unc, you can't sell 1 million records. I can." I remember somebody told me, and I loved them to death, told me, you can't do that. Them people ain't going to let you buy that building. Are you crazy? Well, all right, go ahead. Go do it. Do what you do. Do whatever you think you're going to do. I'll be right here. 6 months later, I'm in a building that I'm owning and he's still over there renting. And he's been in business 30 years at that point. You didn't work in that business for 30 years and you're going to tell me I can't do something. In 6 months, I've already established a position that you've been doing for 30 years and you don't even have a building of your own yet. What are you talking about? Don't ever tell somebody what they can't do because you can't do it. My whole life and it was always people that look like me. I ain't had not one white man tell me I can't do something. And I've been around a whole lot of people, different nationalities and everything. Ain't nobody never tried to slow me down quicker and faster than somebody that looked like me, that was right next to me on my way up. On my way to the path of doing what I was doing, it's always one of me that's trying to tell me they ain't gonna let you do that. The fuck you talking about? They ain't gonna let me. Okay, then I'll go somewhere else and do it the way I want to do it. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna do it. They ain't gonna let you do it. Because you ain't gonna do it because of you. No. Hell no. Nope. I want everybody to say that with me. Nope. No. Nope. Nope. N-O-P-E. Am I ever gonna give up? Nope. Nope. Am I gonna listen to when people tell me I can't do something? Nope. Never. Don't tell me nothing that I can't do. I'm on nope mode. I'm on N-O-P-E mode. Nope. I'm not listening to you. Nope. They gonna stop you from doing what you want to do? Nope. Get on nope mode. N-O-P-E. Get on that mode. I know it sounds corny to some people, but it's real life to me. It's real life to me. Say it with me. Nope. I tell you what. Say it like this. Nope, 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 nope. Hey, that's my time. I gotta go.
I'm like, no, 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 no. That's kinda how I dress it, I become a bad guy. But as a man, I got shit to be sad about. You gon' be mad about something I'm mad about. I tell you what's up and it's something you brag about. I don't trip when she step in the club with her ass. Don't trip when I step in the club with a bag out. Fill up my cup, don't play, I'll crash out. Couple sips of that drink, don't play, I'll spaz out. I'm a real nigga, she don't know what to do. I trick for my bitch, spending money ain't shit, but don't be out here playing like you out here using me. But you gotta earn it, it ain't no fooling me. Cause I'll take the bitch to McDonald's. Yeah, probably take the bitch out to get Wendy's or something. My pocket filled with them hundreds. I got your big dog asking to use a little something. To have confidence, don't be cocky. Turn on my nigga, the bitch in like rocket. Lay low from the radar, can't be spotted. Hop out with the AR, let's get shit rockin'. Yeah. Oh, that bitch wanna. She got a truckload, way too loud. Yeah. No, 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 no. Let's go. Gang. He say him, okay, cool. I don't give a fuck, show me what you can do. Say you brought you a chopstick, I brought two. So don't be surprised when we slide through. I been whipping ass, nigga, I belt him. Don't talk shit about him if he ain't gon' help him. You talking shit, but you ain't doing no better. That's why I met him, that's why I left him. 22 shots out your clip, should've kept him. You ain't hit shit, boy, you need to aim better. I cooked up a plan, tell me why I'ma settle. Comparing to me like gold and metal. You ain't helping when I was down, nigga, I ain't helping niggas for shit, you already know that. No, 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 on gang. Why would I help these niggas? Why? They ain't help me out shit. On gang. You could be getting to some money, but you wanna cuddle a bitch. Damn, how y'all niggas be laying up broke, man? That shit make me sick as fuck. On gang. I step my blick it up. Fuck niggas stay switching up. You switch, I ain't got it, don't hit me up. Don't hit my pocket be thick as fuck. On gang. Nope, and I still can't help you, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? No, 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 no.